Okay, so it's almost early evening, and Rose from Cotgrave surgery has been out, and she's heightened the stick a little bit, and we went downstairs, and I walked from the front door to the back garden and then back, and she was doing adjustments for, apparently it's something to do with your wrist, where your wrist has to be at a set level, and like I say, she sorted the wrist out, the adjustment, and I thanked her very much. Cotgrave, it's part of the Bell Viewer or Via or group, medical group, and there's Bishop, Cotgrave, and Bingham. They're all part of the same group. And like I say, I mean, I've never been to the Bingham one. Couldn't get there anywhere. Too far. But just put my test thing in for bowel cancer. So lads, this is for you, right? Get yourselves checked, man. That's the whole point of doing this video. Your health is important, and to be honest, your health can so fast. Just spoken to a guy who's been walking a dog down in the village, and it's one of them like strange dogs where the head comes to like a point. They're quite muscular dogs, and he's just like was saying to us, because he obviously notices we're walking with a stick, and he turned around and he says, if you need to, he says, have a new like knee put in. He says, because they're bloody brilliant. But I don't know. That's why, like, when the doctor from here turned round, there's the doctor's surgery, and when she turned round and she says to us to go to the hospital, this was for me dots on my vision. I've done that, I've done that, and I went to the hospital, and that problem with like me tours, which is also in the video. Here's the point of doing all these videos for you. YouTube is about real life, yeah? I'm not going to walk down that path and there's like a Lamborghini sitting down the end of that path for me to drive home. Nah, it doesn't work that way. So what you're saying, like, where I am now, here, yeah? I've walked here over it's taken us an hour and 10 minutes to do, 21-minute walk? Well, 22 minutes, depending on if it's raining and you speed up on your walking. But life can change. And that's why, like I said, when I was speaking to the doctor about the dots on my vision, the dots on my vision were like interfering with watching Newcastle United on TV, because you can't see through bloody dots. So certain matches, when I'm trying to like tell you what I've seen on the television, the stats, and like I know I don't do stats, but like formations and all the rest of it, when you got dots on your vision, you can't see what's on the bloody screen, man. And now, on the 4th of April, put a needle in my arm, drain some blood out, and then that gets tested. And that thing which I just did before, like 3 minutes ago, handed it into reception. I turned around and I says to the woman on reception, got a letter to say that I can hand this in here. Yes, you can. Thank you. Took it off us. Now it's a case of waiting. Then you can, you can say what you want at the end of the day. You got funny colours in the face, but I'm just showing you what's going on. Like, people turn around and are going on about the video with me singing about Dan Byrne. The guitar might have been out of tune. It might have been. Maybe I need a new battery in the Korg. I don't know. But as I say, I'm just trying. And we shall see. Nice dog. But yeah, I mean, get fixed up. That's what the NHS is for. If I get fixed up before, like, the NHS is destroyed by Labour, well, that's a bonus, isn't it? Get fixed up, and then maybe, just maybe, either get back on the buses, or when these apps launch, use like what the heck was that? What a strange noise. My hope is, afternoon Captain, where's your lady friend? My hope is this: the apps work. You like the apps. You like the apps. You spread the word. And then I make money. Then I can turn round, as I said this morning, to Universal Credit, sign off. I don't want to keep struggling, man, month to bloody month. I want to be able to, get a car sorted out, like mine, get it fixed up, through its MOT, taxed, MOT'd, insured, so I can drive to Newcastle to take in matches. That's the whole point of it. Right. This started off with the idea of doing this video here. It's going to be a short one. The test. Have the test done. Hopefully get a good result. If the result is bad, then there's a solicitor's close by in one of the other villages. Go see that solicitor and do a will and sign everything over to the family, with the instruction that if I can't sort it out, that's their task to get everything sorted out. And then, if it is my time, it is my time. So, yeah, there we go. But it is taking some getting used to. Because I used to be able to walk at my own pace. Now I've got to walk at a different pace. Because, like Cotgrave said to us, you've got to do it this way. And I'm following their instructions. Tell you what though, in this village, man, Bishop, there's some bloody nice houses, man. So yeah, the hope is, That sample is in for the University Hospital, which is QMC, and find out what the result is. Tell yous what the result is, whatever it may be. And we'll move forward. And get the apps done. And oh yeah, that's another thing as well, like I said this morning to Universal Credit. They told them in detail what was planned, and like I say, I also said to them at the bottom of the detail, turn around and says, when I had that phone call from Department of Works and Pensions, where I did get some points for PIP, now I think, you know, if I walk into Tribunal's going to take one look and go, this decision was a bit daft. I could be wrong. I could. But, like I say, there was one subscriber who turned round. Sorry, I can't pronounce what your name is. I really can't. You know, I struggle with some words. But he turned round and he was on about like a scooter from the council. Well, the council's Rushcliffe Borough Council. In the council offices, I'm shouting because like there's lots of traffic, but the council is actually in a swimming pool. Yeah, is that weird or what? But it is what it is. But I'm going to do that on the computer, and hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow the BT guy comes out and everything gets switched back on again. Because I got a message before I left to say engineers coming, and it also said I ain't walking down that little gap, not a chance in hell. That's the gap there, see the path, very thin. Not doing that. But yeah, the whole process, like I was saying to you about the apps, Seeking You, Geordie Nation, that's for the people of Newcastle upon Tyne. Full stop. You know, that's why it's named Geordie Nation. And the YouTube Geordie Nation will have content. So yes, they're advertising a bus for 21:38. That's just after 9:30. What the heck? 7. Yeah. I mean, village life, after a certain time, there is no bus at all. But apart from a bus called the 90A, which I think a 90A guns I up to a place called Newark, which